it got the ear of the parent of the student who I had sent the I love you text to several years ago. That was not the student I was even talking about. Okay? And I wanted so bad to tell that mother, hey, don't flatter yourself. You know, even if I was doing something inappropriate, I would not pick that kid. In general, I apologize for my recent comments about people who happen to be unhoused for a reason. No, it's, all right, Eddie, cut that out. Also, but basically, you know, I explained in a previous video, sorry, do you ever get just like a really, really, really intense surge of self-hatred that just feels like your entire body is like pulsing? One of those just happened. Guess what, sister? He's my son. The dick that he shot out of is in my fucking pants, not yours. Whenever I drive, I sometimes like to have a refreshing beverage. You know, not anything in particular. Just sometimes, you know, orange soda or lemonade or something of that nature. Dr. Pepper, that's a good one. And the way these days, it's kind of crazy. Somebody really needs to make a documentary about this or something, because these days the way that they print the labels on beverages, it's like real teeny tiny. If there's anything in it, you know, that you need to know about, it's very, very, very teeny tiny, and the labels look exactly like any other beverage, you know. So you can have 7 or 8 of them before you even realize that there's anything going on, you know. Because she was like, we've been sitting in the bedroom all day, you know, we why don't we go out and do something? Why don't we go out to dinner? And I was like, ugh, no. Why do you want to do that? I hate going out places. And then she said, well, can we at least maybe take a walk around the neighborhood? Just a little walk? And she said, well, why? I have to get out of the house. You know, I have to get out from this bed. You know, I can't just, you know, all day. I went to the bar one night and I didn't go in. You know, I waited outside behind some bushes with my binoculars. I just wanted to get some information, you know, because I have seen in movies this kind of stuff being done. So I come out from the bushes and I have my little Danny, you know, and I don't want to, you know, I don't want to be too specific here because I'm going to get some problems with the video, but I have my little Danny, and I come up behind the Big Lebowski and I just go, wham! And I hit him right on the head. And I go, hey, fucker! Tell me about Big Red. Where is he? And he's not answering. So I kick him a little bit and I say, hey, where's Big Red? He's dead. The Big Lebowski. I mean, it sounds like crap. You know, it's just one of those things where it's like you don't really, I mean, I don't have a lot of practice with this stuff. There is nothing wrong with wanting to see my son. You're not going to keep me away from him. The state of California is not going to keep me away from him. Gavin Newsom, our governor, is not going to keep me away from him. Mayor Karen Bass is not going to keep me away from him. Sergeant Pepper is not going to keep me away from him from the California Highway Patrol. I realized that I was in the middle of the desert. I had no idea where I was. And at the same time, I didn't give a fuck. Just sure enough, eventually I saw the wee. And I was like, ah, crap. Because I had all the cans, you know, and all the, and I was like, you know, well, I think that her reaction would not be great. And also, we're just not that close yet, honestly. You know, we're sort of still in the phase where I'm trying to advertise the best version of myself and I'm trying to be the person that she's going to like. And then eventually, once she's hopelessly in love, then I'll start revealing my bad qualities. Not that there's a lot, but you know what I mean. I don't know. Everybody sort of does that. Where was I? Oh, I'm running down the road trying to get away from the kidnappers. And all of a sudden, I feel something, a sharp, stinging pain in my back. And I'm like, ah! And I'm thinking, honestly, I'm thinking maybe I got stung by a tarantula hawk or something, because I've heard that it has the second most painful insect sting on the planet. So that's what it feels like. It feels like it's like an electrical pulsing going through my body. I fall to the ground. I'm completely immobilized. And I say, guys, don't come over here. I got stung by some insect. And they say, put your hands up. And that's when I realized they tased me, which was really a disappointment, because I kind of always wanted to know what it would be like to get stung by a tarantula hawk. That was another argument that lasted 6 hours. And of course, this is always the problem. I am always right. And everybody knows it. The only thing that people fight with me about is emotions. They say, well, you're not being nice. You're not caring about my feelings. And I said, well, that doesn't, okay, fine. But you're arguing with me. Do you understand that when you argue with a person, that's because you think they're wrong? If I'm not wrong, why are you arguing with me about it? And they're like, oh, you're being mean to me. Stop it. And I'm like, you started it. God. I'm sorry. I mean, clearly there's something about drugs and alcohol that makes you good at comedy, so I was just sort of trying anything I could get my hands on. I was like, yeah, this is great. One time I was driving down the road and someone else had hit a squirrel, and it was it was not pretty, I'll tell you that. It was upsetting. And you know what the best thing for me to do in that situation was? Run it over to put it out of its misery. So that's what I did. And I looked in the rear view mirror and I saw the people behind me were like, ah, covering their eyes when I did it. And I said, ah! People don't understand the reality of life. When you're just in an argument with someone and you kind of know you're wrong, but you just don't want to feel wrong, so you sort of just put up a fight just cause. I think that fighting can be fun, honestly. I think a verbal argument, when it gets really heated, I find it exhilarating. So I really enjoy arguing. And that has caused a lot of my relationships to be very strained. So that's why I dumped her. Because it's my problem. And I can't be a good boyfriend when I'm like this. When I feel white hot rage. When she says something and makes everybody laugh more than me. When she ratios me. Yesterday I had a panic attack trying to do that stupid Joker Steve Harvey video. I went to Hollywood Boulevard and got screamed at.
We are in Hollywood, and we are looking for Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey, Where is he?
And I was so excited about what I got. I was so excited about the footage that I got. I came home and I went straight to my computer and I started editing it. And I put the captions. I worked so hard on the caption. I worked so hard thinking about how am I going to make this digestible? What's the best way that I can slice this so that people get it? How can I make this the best that it can possibly be? I slaved over it. And then she comes in with 100 followers. I don't even know how many followers she had yesterday. She comes in with 100 followers. And she quote tweets me. I bet it took her 5 seconds to write that. I bet she opened her phone, click, clack, click. 10 seconds maybe. And she got 100,000 likes. That's just the last time I checked. Every time I check, it goes up 5,000. She's probably got 110,000 now. I bet she'll get to 200K. And my video that I slaved over, I'll be lucky if it breaks 40. It was kind of funny. I mean, it was exactly like a cartoon. You know, when somebody falls off a cliff and they sort of go like, it was exactly like that. It was literally exactly like that. Which I guess makes sense because it's like, that's probably, I mean, where else would they get the idea for the cartoon, to make it sound like that? And I told that story at the funeral. It's funny to think that I ever considered myself on the same level as the scum that litters our streets. I deserve all the success that has been denied me and much more. And I'm gonna get it no matter what I have to do. Just watch me. Non-responsive in a hospital bed. And the light is totally gone from her eyes. The person who you loved so much. The person who was your other half. Just is gone. When 3 months ago you were enjoying Cheetos X Extra Flaming Hot Crunchy, a new variety of Cheetos from Frito-Lay, which is supposed to be 2 times hotter than regular Flamin' Hot Cheetos. Sorry, the happy juice is working. Happy, 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 happy. Ooh, 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 ooh. Driving is very easy. Okay. Just fuck! Let me over, please. God fucking Christ, I'm sorry. Oh my God. I'm getting more and more and more upset. And he was like, I didn't even know he spoke English. But he said, you little bald bitch, get the fuck out of my house. So here's a hot take. Women are people. Sorry if that's inconvenient for anybody. Sorry if that messes with anybody's plans to whack off to their gazungas. But women are human beings. And they deserve to be treated with respect. That pesky little opinion of mine has officially cost me 2 of my closest friendships. My life would probably be a lot easier if I wasn't a male feminist. Hey, how's it going? I'll start with TikTok. Those people who thought they could silence me. I'll show them silence. I'll show them a community guidelines violation. So, that's where I'm at. And I regret all the time that I wasted trying to prevent this moment from happening, even though it was inevitable. I am inevitable. They said, your partner is in the hospital. They're in the ICU. They're in critical condition. It's not looking good. So you need to come down right away because you're their emergency contact. And so then, of course, once I realized that this is a real situation and I grasp the urgency of what's happening, of course, I immediately run out the door and I run into my car and I start making a TikTok because I'm a content creator and my bread and butter is my content. So think about it like this. What if during the time that I was going to be at the hospital, I would have otherwise come up with the next kombucha girl? Remember very vividly, there was a one of those rolling trays with a bunch of syringes and hospital stuff on it. I took it and flipped it over because I'm trying to get everybody's attention. People are all running around. If you've ever been to a hospital, people are running around doing all sorts of stuff and it's very hard to get through to anybody. So it sounds like I was freaking out and having a public meltdown, but I was trying to get everybody's attention. Of course, because the hospital staff was all white people and because they are part of the fascist militia that keeps us, that they're part of the, what do you call it, the bourgeoisie? They call the police because they're in bed with the police, and they're the ones who sort of have to push the boot down. Sorry, I'm getting distracted again. I gotta get back in my flow state. I go to Mexico. I have a great time. I land on the plane and I land in LAX. And as soon as I get out, I see airport security is there waiting with somebody who looks like the LA Police Department. And they say, Mr. Hentschel, do you mind if we ask you a couple of questions about your ex? And honestly, the first thing I said was, who are you talking about? Because I had such a great time that I was still a little drunk, to be honest with you. So I didn't really remember exactly what they were talking about at first. And then, of course, it all came kind of crashing back. And I was like, oh, yeah, that happened. So I said, okay, sure. Let's, it's whatever. Let's clear whatever this is up. I may need to occasionally stir you with this spoon. Also, the thing that really bothers me about all these people, car insurance, credit card, landlords, fucking everybody, the utility company, the water company, they all speak to you as though you are voluntarily doing this, as though they are doing you a favor. I don't want to pay for any of this shit. I don't want to do any of this. I didn't ask to do any of this at all. I didn't ask for it. I didn't even ask to be fucking alive. I don't want to do this. I don't want to pay my car insurance. I don't want car insurance. I don't want to give you my new driver's license. I don't want to fucking do that, but I have to for some fucking reason, because for some fucking reason, in order to be alive, you have to pay 20 different people $200. And you have to keep reciting random digits of numbers. Everything about being alive is just fucking numbers over and over again. Important numbers for this, important numbers for that. You gotta type in this password, you gotta type in this number, you gotta type in this thing, and if you get it wrong, you're gonna go to jail. Every single person on earth has been painting their body a solid primary color and saying, I'm this color. Who do you fucking think paved the way for that? The same thing happened to me have you noticed recently that everybody is bald and screaming? But of course, when I brought that up for Lex Luthor's Superman, everybody said, well, you didn't invent being angry and bald. You didn't invent being a bald guy who cries a lot. I would argue that I did, first of all. But second of all, it's called the zeitgeist. And I'm guessing that you're too stupid to understand what that word means too. That's what I thought. In a psych ward. I'm leaving and I'm never coming back. Don't worry about that. There was no reason why I should have even come here in the first place. So, I hope all libraries are bulldozed and replaced with Chipotles. And I will never go to a library again. I always say there's some people who, everybody's got one or two people in their life who they feel that they could come to and say, you know, I need you to help me hide a body or something. And those people would do it for you, no questions asked. This was that person for me. So she came over and she thought it was kind of interesting, you know, I mean, because she was sort of a chef. So that was sort of in her, I don't know. I think I really appreciated her in a new light after that, because I think a lot of people would have walked in that door and seen a dog lying on my kitchen counter on a cutting board, and they would have ran out screaming and called the police. By the time we were done, it looked like any old beef. She brings out they're pretty good tacos. I get halfway through one of them, and I ask her, what is this? The meat. And she says, oh, I guess it was some weird beef that they gave me in the produce box. And I said, crap. A lot of things went through my head as far as what to do immediately next. And ultimately, the least bad thing was just to act like nothing had happened at all. And zip my lips and never speak of this again. So that's what I did. And I hope she doesn't find this video, because then we're gonna have a problem. And now, as far as the taste, it was pretty good. Oh, I feel like I am on heroin and getting my dick sucked at the same time, because I should be in jail right now. And they said, okay, well, your breathalyzer came back and it was you were at about 3.07. So I was like, oh, so I was all right? Because it's 3.08. And they said, no, it's 0.08. You should be dead right now. We are actually pretty amazed that you are somehow survived that. And then actually the medical doctor came in from the police station and was like, can we, we would love to do a paper on you, because you have some kind of superhuman ability to drink. And I was like, well, practice. Practice makes perfect, right? And they got a kick out of that. So I was like, well, You caught me. I was drinking and driving. Sorry, Eddie, add a bleep there. Hey, TikTok, I just wanted to come back real quick to say, fuck you. I win. I win.
During that time, has she done anything that you would consider inappropriate for the workplace?
Like what?
Anything that you felt was wrong or shouldn't have happened given the context of the situation?
I'm not sure. Bipolar disorder. That's what you have, sister. You're fucking crazy. I'm sorry. You need to be in a psychiatric hospital on so much medication that you can't even see in front of you. Oh. Hi. All right. Well, the deed is done. And we got what I assume is thing 1 or thing 2. Let's see. I just want to see what it is. If I'm doing all this, I hope I get to see what it is. It's a bunch of kava tinctures. There's like 100 in here. Look at this. To have nobody give a shit at all. Just poof, like a butterfly, off into the wind. They're on to the next. They're on to Hawk 2-2. Hawk 2-2. Which should have been me. And I don't understand. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. I thought surely one of these colors is it. One of these 20 colors has got to be it. So this is my last hope, honestly, because I'm out of colors. This is the last one. I'm trying to think if I still have teal, but I have some variants on blue, but I already did blue guy. I can't have baby blue guy and teal guy and then forest green guy as opposed to the green goober. Instead of the green goober, I'm the forest green goober. Actually, that's not bad. That could be something. Forest green goober versus the regular green goober. Somebody steal that. Okay, everybody get excited. This is a very big day in the Hentschel fandom because it is the debut of the forest green goober, the long-awaited new character, the forest green goober. The forest green goober is the arch nemesis of the regular green goober. I'm hanging out with my girlfriend. Girlfriend! Hey guys, I'm Teal. Oh, I'm Teal. I'm Teal. I'm Teal. Who gives a shit? And I said, what's wrong? And he said, it's almost like this dog ingested some kind of narcotic or something. And I said, oh my gosh, really? What makes you say that? And he said, well, look, his pupils are completely dilated or not dilated, whatever the word is for when they're small. And the respiratory, it looks like he's breathing, his breathing is shallow. So this is an emergency. So then he said, do you know if anybody keeps around the house? If anybody keeps stuff around the house? And I was like, yeah. Have you met this family before? Yes, there's a ton of that stuff around here. So God only knows. So then he said, all right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call the station and I'm going to get somebody to come over here. And I said, hang on a minute. What station? What are you talking about? The radio station? Are you a DJ? Wiki. And he said, no, I am with the precinct. I'm with the LAPD. So I was like, oh, that's great. Great. You know what? The dog's very old anyway. Why don't we just cut our losses? But this guy, I could tell, was sort of starting to get a little suspicious. So he got up from the dog and he said, why is there 10 people dead asleep in this house? And I said, oh, that turkey, food coma, it'll really hit you like a ton of bricks, right? And he said, So he started walking around and examining everybody. And now I'm thinking, all right, I'm fucked. This is it. It's over. I mean, I don't know if in court he can prove anything, but at this point, just need to fix the situation. Now, you just heard me explain everything about this situation. I really tried to solve this, without being drastic. But it was beginning to dawn on me that now I have no other option. So I go in the bathroom and I get the toilet lid and I come back out and Officer Doodle is still, doing his little investigation. Bonk! Hit him right over the head. The lady starts screaming. So I run over with the toilet lid, bonk her as well. My cousin starts freaking out and screaming. So I say, shh. Do you want to get the toilet lid too, or do you want to shut up? Keep your trap shut. Hey TikTok, I just wanted to let you know that I'm having some sort of issue with the algorithm, and my posts are not getting the engagement that they otherwise would. So just keep that in mind when you're seeing stuff from me. The likes, the view count, the engagement is a lot lower than it should be. All right, have a good one. Thank you so much, first responders.
You're so brave and handsome. And you're a hero. You're a hero. Let's all form a line in front of you so we can all get on our knees and gurgle your balls. Because you're a hero. You're so selfless. Thank you so much for doing all of this for us. Even though we never asked you to. Even though I didn't ask you to save my life.
Hey everybody, so recently we hired a 22-year-old girl at work. She's very hot. She is hotter than my wife. I am more attracted to her than my wife. Alright. I always put the detonator back here. Or not the beep. Bleep that, Eddie. Put the thing back here, and then I put on my jacket. I packed my whole car last night, and then it was really cold last night when I was going for my walk, but then I walked around, I got hot, so I took my coat off and put it over top of the thing. Alright. Okay. Well, alright, Santa hat. I'm nervous. What the fuck? Where is it? Where the fuck is it? Fuck! Idiot! Hey guys, I wanted to try a video where I'm wearing this hat to see if that maybe gets engagement up a little bit. Alright, have a good one. So women would keep coming up to me and offering, their services, and I would sort of say, it's okay, goodbye. You don't have to worry about that with me. Eventually one girl came up who was kind of cute, and she said, do you want, a lap dance? And I said, no, I'll tell you what I want. I want you to sit down next to me, and I want to have a conversation with you. I want to get to know you. I want to ask you how your day was. So I said, okay, I'm going to go over and find Chris and say goodbye. And I also want to say goodbye to Candy Cane. I want to see if I can, maybe I can give her my number and we can get coffee or something. So first person I see is Candy Cane. And I don't know, by the way, if that was actually her actual stripper name. It was something like that. She's on top of Chris, giving Chris a lap dance. And at first I didn't really believe what I was seeing. So I went over, and Chris was just like, because he was so completely gone. And I said, really? You are about to get married, and this is what you're doing. And he didn't hear anything that I said because the music was so loud, and he was just like, ugh. So I leaned in real close, and I patted him on the shoulder, and I said, enjoy it. I hope it's worth it. Can you guys please just make this go viral, please? I really need this. I'm having a really hard year. I almost got arrested. I got fired from the movie that was supposed to be my big break. And I just need this, please. I don't care. I don't even care if it's this video. Just please give me something, please. She had mentioned that people in the past had dicks that were really big. But and she would tell me that in a way that was like trying to console me, like, no, the big, it's like that joke, no, the big ones hurt, or whatever. The big ones are scary, And I'm so dumb, I bought it. I have always sort of been insecure about that. Not, in the sense of like, oh, I have a small dick, but I don't think that I do. It's just, well, I don't know. Like that's sort of what I had always heard from previous partners, that I have something called a boyfriend dick, which is what supposedly means that you have a dick that is a comfortable size. Also brought some makeup just so that I could make it a couple shades different, But the stuff that mattered would be the same, the length, the width, the girth, And it just would throw her off the scent, but I could still get an accurate assessment. So I messaged her, pretending to be, I don't even know what I said my fake name is. I don't think I think I just said, hi, I'm, you make me horny or whatever. And I said, can you do a dick rate? Took the picture, paid the money, sent the photo. And she said 6 out of 10. Six out of fucking 10. You know what? This has been very helpful. Six out of 10. And I asked her why. I said, why 6 out of 10? Can you elaborate? And she was like, yeah, for some more money. So I was like, all right, whatever. And she said, well, it's just like nothing special. I've been with a lot of guys, and it's just looks like any other guy that I've been with. So I'm like, okay, got it. Heard you loud and clear. That's all I need to know. But anyway, no, I really the decision that took me from I never want a kid at all, and I will aggressively resist any attempt to put one in my life, to I am agreeing to take care of this kid, is changed my mind, because the other day I went on, well, I didn't go on Jimmy Fallon. I wish I went on Jimmy Fallon maybe one day. But I was watching Jimmy Fallon, saw that those what are they, the Costco guys, and they have this kid who's so funny. I forget what the hell his name is. It's, but he's really, and again, I've never watched any of their stuff. I had the TV on mute when I was watching this particular segment, but he was just, it looked like people were really laughing at what he was saying, and it looked like he had sort of a swagger, and I was like, man, I need to get me one of those. If I had a kid, a funny kid, I think that could really do wonders for my career. And I'm sure you've been waiting to see me. What 10 years? I'm sure you can wait another 40 minutes, right? All right, pal. Well, I'll see you when I see you. Oh, Jesus. What the hell have I done? I think this kid's a fucking weirdo. He's calling me. Hello, son? No, I am, not. I'm not at the airport yet, unfortunately. I'm not. I'm not sure. I think hopefully soon, but I'm sorry, I gotta go. I don't know. Okay, I'm sorry. All right. Fucking hell, he's right there. Oh. Good Friday, my fucking ass. Bad Friday. I'm fucked Friday. Fuck the people in traffic who were going so slow. Fuck Ruth. Fuck the bitch at Starbucks who wouldn't give me my order. Sorry, excuse me. Fuck the cunt at Starbucks who wouldn't give me my order. Fuck the Archbishop of Los Angeles. Mass goes fine. It ends. I go outside to shake all the goobers' hands and act like I care about them. And I see from across the parking lot, Ruth is looking... Ruth is looking in my car. She's taking pictures she's got her phone out and she's taking pictures of my car. I walk over and I see that she's filming the glove box. I had left the one hitter in my glove box. And I don't even know how she knew what it was. So she must have some experience too, because nobody would have known what that was unless they've smoked one before. But the Xannies are starting to kind of work. And so I'm like, my phone rings. And I see that it's an unknown number. So I pick it up and I say, go fuck yourself. Hang up. The unknown number calls back again. It's the Archbishop of Los Angeles. And she said to me, Father Dan, we've gotten multiple reports, which was a lie. I know there was just one. It was just Ruth. Nobody else has ever complained about me, anything I did. He says, can you please come? We need to see you come in to our office next week because we need to discuss your conduct. I say, fuck you, discuss my conduct. Why don't we discuss your Pornhub search history? I hope I didn't say that. That would have been good to say, but in theory, that probably would not have helped my case. I'm a little worried that I think I did say that. Fuck.
Go viral. Go viral.
Hi everyone. Before I explain the situation, I want to kind of clear up a few misconceptions that I think we have in society about what it means to be mentally stable. Pumpkin spice bullshit. Of course, there's no windows, so I can't see anything that's going on in there. That's I'd heard the driver's window. That's just some random guy. But I can't see very far inside. This is what I call this my happy juice. Happy juice.
Hey, good morning, Ricky Starter today.
Could I just get a small coffee, black coffee?
Small black coffee?
Yes,
Okay.
that's it.
I'll see you. Thank you.
Thanks. Small black coffee. Small black coffee. Can't see anything in there. Truck's blocking the way. That didn't sound, I mean, that was definitely not her voice on the intercom, so.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
75 for today.
Oh, of course, yes.
Yeah, good morning. What's today?
Thank you. Do you know if there's somebody named Becca working right now? Somebody named Becca working?
No.
Okay, you sure?
Yeah, there's no Becca here.
Okay. All right. Okay, thanks. Okay. It's lying in my fucking face. Lying in my fucking face. All right. Okay, that's fine. Okay. That is fine. Okay, then that means we have to go to the next option, which is we are going to see if she's home right now. Because if okay, so all right. Well, let's reassess. There were two options. Was he lying? Possibly. It seemed, I mean, I'm not a body language analyst, but it seemed like he was getting a little he seemed freaked out that I even asked. I mean, it's a normal question. Normal question, so I don't see. So the only reason why I could see that he would freak out about me even asking is because they're hiding something from me. Maybe he's, maybe Becca is there, and Becca said, if a guy in a Subaru Impreza comes in and asks where I am, maybe don't tell him where I am, because I don't actually love him. I don't actually love him. And I am too. And I am too afraid. The second option is that Becca really wasn't there. But I know she works there. I know she works there. She's told me many times that she works there. So it doesn't make sense that she wouldn't work there. So she's lying. Amen. Great prayer. It's one of my favorites. Because it says it all, I mean, it used to be so funny because my dad at the dinner table used to, he would say grace, and then he would be like, please take care of cousin Betty, and then go list all of the family members in our whole family, and then I'd be like, oh my god, okay, the food's getting cold, Dad. The food's getting cold. Sorry. Verdugo Mesa Apartments. White car there that I don't recognize. Okay. All right. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna be right back. Okay. Go faster! Okay. You know what? You know what? You know what? This feels better than not knowing. You know? Having closure. Fuck. Having closure feels better than not knowing at all. And now we have closure. The book is closed. And so we have closure. Damn it. Fuck! Okay. Okay. I have an idea. Fear back. Oh, happy Halloween, everybody. Well, I feel better.